through these doors is presented by Gate City Bank.
What can be done today to create a better way of life? We can end hunger, homelessness, and violence. Acts of kindness, compassion, and teamwork bring us together and keep our community safe. Every day at Gate City Bank, we're building a better tomorrow and a better way of life.
Got some guest coaches tonight. I want to introduce you Coach Henry and Coach Huck right here. Coach Henry. Why don't you give them the starting lineup and some keys for tonight's game?
Hi, I'm Coach Henry, and I'll make this quick. It's going to be a tough one tonight, boys, but that's how we like it. In our house, nothing's easy. Let's go out there and show every single kid in this building why they dream of wearing green and white. Here's how we're starting. Up front, we got Hainer, Jammer, and Sendo. On the back, and we've got Frishy and Jumbo. And between the pipes, we got Driz. Yeah!
This past weekend, North Dakota hosted Cornell for the first time since 2008 to start the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we thought after the USA game we had a little bit chip on our shoulder there, and I thought we actually did have a pretty good week of practice leading up to that series against Cornell. So I think just a weekend where we had a couple collapses, in the zone there, and they capitalized.
We played well for a decent amount of the game. I think the problem was we just had a collapse or so during both games, and that kind of hurt us in the end. But for the most part, I thought we had an okay weekend. We should keep building and keep going from there.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, obviously, when the puck's not going in the net, but sometimes you got to live with those nights and kind of look for the next.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we talked about in the locker room too, like before going out there for the third period on Friday night. It's just playing a mature game, and that's just getting the puck out when you have to, getting the puck in when you have to. It's like all the cliche hockey things just come out when you have that lead there.
Yeah, I think it's important to take something from every game. We look at that every time. So I mean, obviously, we weren't able to score, so we should have had better defensive zone aware, stuff like that. So that's what we're working on this weekend and trying to make that a point.
It's not like we played awful the entire weekend. So there, Saturday night especially, there's a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities. They just did a good job boxing guys out for second chances there. But I thought definitely Saturday we created a lot of chances, and Friday we scored 3 goals. So it's not like we didn't do anything right, but there's little things you can look at throughout the game, and just kind of take that to your toolbox and get ready for the next weekend.
It's no secret athletes can be superstitious creatures, and this year's hockey club is no exception.
Well, honestly, I'd probably tell you, like, at this point I've been doing it for so long that it's less of a superstition and more of a routine at this point, but from the outside, for sure, you would think it's superstitious.
I'd probably say along the middle. I do have some superstition, but nothing too crazy. So, I'd probably say along the middle is where I land.
I'm not really superstitious in a way, but I am. It's weird. I usually change things up every game. So my superstition, I guess, is I do something different pretty much every game. I don't usually stick to, I have a routine, I do my usual stuff, but there's something I do different every time, whether it's, different tape job or a different way I do my routine, different order, something like that. I always do something different, but I guess that's my superstition, is I guess I'm just different every time.
I definitely have to shower before I go to the rink. I don't know why. I mean, you're basically gonna sweat anyway, so like, why do you really need to shower? But it's just something that I have to do. I gotta put my gear on the same way, but I mean, that's just kind of routine. Gotta take my stick, but other than that, nothing too crazy.
I would say, like, in the morning, my morning skate's pretty similar all the time. And then as far as at home, I've tried to this year be a little bit more flexible with, meal and nap at this time, nap for this long. But once I get to the rink, from the time that I walk through the door to the time the puck drops. I don't think there's much variation at all. There's pretty much down to the second.
I guess I kind of just change up things like music, like you said. I'll just listen to different kind of music. Some days listen to country, other days listen to hip hop, whatever it is. I try to change that up, just depending on my mood. And like I said, I like to keep things different, you know, so it doesn't get in my head. So, you know, if I want to play country, I like in my head, I don't want to think I have to play, you know, hip hop to play good or whatever. So I just switch it up every time, whatever I'm feeling. I kind of just go that way, you know. Kind of just be adaptive, I guess. That's what I kind of do.
You know, I like to ice bath before the games. I usually put my left skate on before my right, left elbow pad on before my right, and stuff like that. But nothing too crazy.
I tape my stick before every game, but again, I untape my stick before I leave the rink in the morning, and then kind of once I'm ready, I tape my stick once I get there. But that's definitely not a major part of it for me.
Yeah, I use black tape. I use thick black, and I like to cover the whole blade except for the toe. I don't like the toe. I don't know why. I just feel like I shoot differently with it, and then I'll throw some candle wax on there and call it a day.
White tape with some wax on there, yeah. So get some puck handling and screw around in warm-ups.
I usually do the same every time. I mean, it just depends, but you know, sometimes guys will switch up colors, stuff like that, you know, if they haven't scored or whatever. So other people have superstitions. Mine, I guess, is I usually keep it white, kind of the same. Heel to toe and wax, yeah. No puck, just white, heel to toe and wax.
Like tape jobs, pregame routines come in all shapes and sizes. And it might not be a surprise who takes theirs the most serious.
I'd probably have to go maybe Driscoll. Yeah, he's got a lot of just little things. It's not weird, but just he's got a lot going on, a lot of little things he likes to do to kind of just get himself dialed in.
Give me a couple examples.
He just like tape his fingers with grip tape, and then on practice days he uses a different color than game day or something. And so it's weird things like that. Does something with a necklace, I think, too. I kind of try to just leave him on his own page to do what he needs to do, so.
Yeah, that's super, you could say that's superstitious. Yeah, I'm sure somebody's got footage of it somewhere, but I think I saw Holtby use it in the NHL, and a lot of guys, Hellebuck uses it as well. It's just kind of something to get your eyes kind of dialed in, and a lot of times we go through all this warm-up stuff and we have a dynamic warm-up for our bodies, but not so much for our eyes, and obviously that's a pretty big part of goaltending, so that's what that's about.
It's not just UND's senior goaltender who has his quirks. Freshman keeper Jacob Helston and his lighter have garnered some attention as well.
I don't know. I see him carried into video, and I always think he's maybe like fixing his laces or something, because that's the only thing you really need a lighter for.
So I saw that for the first time in CC, and I haven't asked him about it. I obviously am not going to ask him about it on a game day, but now that you bring it up, I'll probably go in the locker room right now and ask him what it's about. But to each their own, I guess, right? But that doesn't help with the goalies or weird superstition, but it works for him.
While the goalies admit they have their oddities, it may be a forward who takes this year's strangest routine award.
Honestly, I haven't seen anything that I'm like, wow, that's weird, which is good. Ports is probably the weirdest one, and like I couldn't even do it. After warm-ups, he gets completely undressed and then gets redressed again after every period.
It's the only time I've ever seen anyone do it. I've seen people like take their tops off and maybe their skates just to let their feet breathe a little bit, but he goes all the way down the line and then all the way back in the matter of 15 minutes, so it's kind of crazy.
I've seen that before, actually. I had a teammate who would shower in between every period, and I thought that was crazy. Get back to the room, completely undressed, shower, come back, get fully dressed, go out on the ice. Do it all again the next period.
At this point, like I said, that's why I try and think of it more of a routine and less as a superstition, because if something doesn't happen, like I used to be, like back in juniors, I used to be in total meltdown mode. So I know like in high school I had noodles and company before every single game, and then I moved away from home my senior year to play juniors in Austin, Minnesota, didn't have a noodles and company. So I didn't think I was gonna be able to play, but you just kind of find a way to, you know, it's gonna be okay, you've done the work. You have to not read into those things too much.
No, that's normal. Like, yeah, definitely. Because I feel like if you get so locked into a process and then you mess one thing up, it's like, oh, like now I'm all out of sorts for the day instead of just being able to roll with it.
You know what? I mean, for me, not being too of a superstitious guy, I feel like that's where I'm kind of better off. Where if something doesn't go the right kind of consistent way that it's been going, it doesn't really bother me that much. So from that end, I think. For me personally, it doesn't not too big of a deal.